Hi, Nat. It's Friday, and this is a story called The Tale of Boris. Boris is a beautiful hawk. Now, long ago, hawks didn't have red feathery tails. But this is the story about a hawk who has a red tail. And ever since Boris got a red tail, these hawks have red tails. They're called a red-tailed hawk. Now, this story is also a story about safety, okay? So I'm going to take the little jacket off. I'm going to take the little...
cover?
The cover is called a jacket of the book. Just like you wear a jacket to protect your skin. Do you see what's on the picture besides a red-tailed hawk? What's on the other side of the book? Paintbrush. Paintbrush. This is a story of how Boris, the red-tailed hawk, got his red tail. Now, do you remember the story about Sydney the kingfisher? And he was afraid to dive. John Moy did that story. He wrote the words and made up the story. And remember Jane? She did the pictures of Sydney. Well, John wrote the story of Boris. He wrote this story too. And Jane did the pictures. We know how good she is at drawing pictures of birds.
They both did the same book of the birds?
Now they did two books together. Now they're doing the hawk story. And there's Jane. She wrote in my book for me. Remember, they're from Michigan like us, and I know her, and so she signed her book for me. See his red tail?
Yeah.
But long ago, hawks didn't have red tails, and Boris didn't have a red tail. There's a feather. Now, believe it or not, this story about Boris is also a story about safety. Okay, you're going to learn a lesson about safety. It's not about fires. It's a different kind of safety. Okay? It was early morning in the huge forest, F for forest, where the old cottonwood tree stood tall among all the other trees, and in that tall cottonwood tree was a big nest, and a family of hawks lived there. There was a father hawk, there was a mother hawk, and there was a baby hawk named Boris. I love how you guys are sitting crisscross, you big kids knowing how to sit. Boris wanted to go fly in the forest so badly, but his mom and dad always said he was too small. It wasn't safe. He didn't know all the safety rules. Please, Mama, please, I'm bigger now. I've been waiting, and I know the safety rules. I know how to be safe. Crisscross our legs, please. We're not taking our shoes off, and all these kids are crisscrossing. Good job. Well, Mother said, now, if you can remember not to go too far, I will let you go soaring and flying through the forest, but you must not get too far and go get lost. Will you be safe, Boris? She loved him very much. Boris said, yes, Mother, yes, it's time for me to fly. Fancy fish fly in the forest. So off Boris flew. And he flew and flew and flew, and he saw some cute little rabbits. He said, oh, those rabbits are so cute. How much fun it must be to hop across the field.
I think he forgot that don't go too far.
We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to listen and see.
It's just a couple
He's
things.
flying and flying. He's flying. He's loving the forest. He saw rabbits and deer. This is a family of deer. Do you see the mother, Fonzie? Do you see the mother? Crisscross your legs so you don't miss the story. Thank you. What are the baby deer called? Does anybody know?
Does.
The doe is the mother. Rat, what are the babies called?
Fun.
Fawn. Hey, say Fancy Fish fawn. Fawn. Show me your fish with two hands. Fawn. Yeah. Fawn and forest and fly. They all say F and family.
I can do it with one.
Do you know why we know these are baby fawn?
Yeah. Because they have that.
The spots mean they're just young deer. This looks like Dee Dee Deer sticking her nose up to get some leaves, doesn't it? There's Dee Dee Deer, and there's her fawn. Mother hawk in her nest suddenly could not see Boris. She taught Boris to not go too far, didn't she? She's looking and looking. She's saying, "Oh, Boris, oh, oh." She's calling her little baby bird, and the hawk, the young hawk, Boris, is not coming. Why isn't he coming?
Because he forgot that he went too far, and he forgot that his mother said don't go too far.
Is that safe?
No.
If you go too far from home, it's very dangerous. But Boris didn't hear his mother call because he was so far away. He flew and flew until he saw a beautiful barn far below. See how high up in the sky he is?
Yeah.
And he sees a man, a farmer, say that.
Farmer.
Farmer. The farmer is going like this. What is he doing? What's he doing?
Painting.
Look, Wheezy, what's he doing? Painting the barn. Do you know what color he's painting it?
What?
Red. It's going to be a beautiful new
Yep,
red barn.
I know that.
Yeah.
Mom.
Now, Boris was so curious that what is going on? What is he doing? So he's getting closer and closer and closer. Just then, Mrs. Pippin, the farmer's wife, comes out on the porch with her cat, and she says, "Mr. Pippin! Mr. Pippin! Farmer Pippin! Time for lunch!" And so Farmer Pippin stops his painting. He puts his brush down. He wipes his brow. "Oh, what a morning," he says. He's been working hard. And when he goes in the house, do you know what happens? Do you wonder what Boris is going to do?
What?
Should we turn the page and find out?
Yes.
Does anybody have an idea?
No. Eat the food.
Ruola, what do you think he's going to do?
Do you know
What's Boris curious about? What do you think Boris might do while Mr. Pippin goes in the house, Olivia?
He's gonna get the paintbrush.
Do you think he goes to check out the paintbrush? He's very curious, isn't he? When Mr. Pippin leaves, do you think he might go check that out? Let's go find it. Let's turn the page. Boris stretched his wings wide and let the wind do all the work, and he floated down toward the barn for a closer look. Since Mr. Pippin's gone, he's not afraid to go down and check it out. Millie, look what happens.
Only if someone's
Boris?
there, he's scared.
Yes, Boris sat right down on the pail of paint. And what happens to his tail?
It's red. Red.
Can you see it, William?
Yeah.
His feathers are getting all red, aren't they? That's how his white, beautiful brown and white feathers turned red. "Oh, oh, oh no! I'm gonna really be in trouble," said Boris. He climbed above the treetops and he flew faster, faster. He thought if he flew fast, the paint would fall off.
But it didn't. It would already dry.
It's drying instead of falling off, right, Millie? The paint's not coming off. It's drying on his tail.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Boris is really afraid to go back to the nest. He starts flying. He says, "Oh, Mom and Dad are going to be really mad. I'm not supposed to have a red tail. Oh, no, they're not even going to know who I am with this red tail." Right, Fonzie? Do you think his mom and dad are going to be mad?
Yeah.
Let's turn the page and find out.
Yeah, this was an accident.
It was an accident, but he went too far from home, didn't he? So he goes to the nest and he's talking to his mom and dad. And his father says, "Boris, I don't know how you did it, but your mom wasn't afraid when she saw you flying. Suddenly she saw you with a bright red tail." He said, "Your bright red tail let Mama know where you were, so she wasn't scared anymore. She could see your red tail from far, far away." And ever since then, all the baby hawks, the red-tailed hawks, have a red tail, so their mama always knows where they are and she can see them. So Boris didn't get in trouble.
P.S.
The red tail,
Good eyes.
the red tail helped his mom see him. The red showed up from far away. Like Olivia's orange shirt would show up from far, far away, and we would see her coming. If you had a red tail, you would be very, very, very easily seen, and we wouldn't worry about you. But wait a minute. Do you guys have a red tail?
No.
Stand up, Punky. Turn around, Punky. Let me see if you have a red tail. No. All right, Millie, stand up. Let me see if you have a red feathery tail. Do you have a red feathery tail?
No.
No. None of you have a red tail, do you? So this is the lesson that... Nope, sorry you don't, Carter. So here's the lesson Mrs. Vogt wants you to learn today about this story. Because you don't have a red, bright tail, you need to always tell your mom and dad where you're going. When you leave the house, listen, this is really important. Always tell mom and dad where you're going. You don't leave and go far away and get lost, right? You always let mom and dad know where you're going. And then if dad will say, oh no, Olivia, not today. You can't go there today. We're going to have dinner soon, and then we're going to grandma's. Do you ever leave house without telling your mom and dad where you're going? No. That's not safe, is it, William? If you're going to go out of the house and you have to tell mom and dad where you're going, and mom and dad say, okay, you can go to Reagan's house. Maybe Reagan lives right next door, right?
But I live on stuff.
So it says, it is best to tell someone where you are going when... Oh, I'm going to say it again to make sure you're listening. It is best to tell someone where you are going when you leave the house. Does everybody remember that safety rule?
Yeah.
That's an important one. Don't get lost, and we don't want you to come up missing and say, I don't know where she is. Your dad would be saying, where did she go? I don't know, she didn't tell me. Wouldn't that be scary?
Yeah.
A safety rule is always tell mom and dad where you're going. Okay, put that mask back on your face. If we have time after snack today, we'll play Find the Feather. It's a very fun game. Goodbye, Knox. Have a good weekend. We can't, listen, we can't wait to see you. We hope we see you on Monday. And Lane is bringing all your work to you. Bye-bye.